Welcome back. The coronavirus pandemic has had a devastating impact on education across African countries. With lockdowns in place, the future of millions of pupils remain in the balance. In Uganda, teachers too are feeling the blow. Most of them teach in privately owned schools and their incomes are dependent on the fees paid by their students. But with schools shut, salaries are not forthcoming. The BBC's Patience Atuaire reports from Kampala.
Yiga's entire family's livelihood depends on this poetry project. He was already one of the poorest paid professionals in the country. He worked 6 days a week teaching in 3 different schools and earning about $200 a month. Due to the lockdown, he hasn't been able to work since March and life has become tougher.
We have foregone some of the meals. As we manage to get the breakfast, the lunch, we forego it, and then we have supper late in the evening. But for the little children, we give them something little. For the adults, we can survive.
The situation is dire for the private education sector at all levels across the country. This nursery school section would have been bustling with about 100 children, but their classrooms and equipment are now gathering dust.
By the time we closed, the fees collections were not actually even 80%. And so there is no way that the school can improvise. We have no option but to just keep holding on and see what comes along.
I'm a good friend.
The public school system in the country only begins at age 6. Therefore, all nursery schools are run by the private sector. As months of the lockdown roll on, the education of about 3 million children in pre-primary faces an uncertain future. The government warned against laying off of employees during this time, but school owners do not want to keep teachers on payroll and accumulate months of unpaid salaries. So some have been laying them off anyway, with the promise that if things normalize, they will be considered for rehiring. In many areas across Uganda, private schools are established where there are no public institutions. But with many facing uncertain times, millions of children may have no school to return to. Patience Atuaire, BBC News, Kampala.